Hello and welcome everybody to the Boss Battle Round 33 reveal. I'm your host, Goron1988, and I am here with, three people. Do you want to identify yourselves?
No.
Okay.
Cerveza Crystal does not sponsor
that one.
This video is not sponsored by Cerveza Crystal, Raid Shadow Legends, Lord VBN, or anything else. Thank you, everybody. Gosh. But so I'm here with Kat, Zen, and Krakaton, and we're gonna see what the next battle is. Does anybody have any opinions on what the next battle should be, or are we all keeping our mouth shut as normal? Because, it normally messes up if we say we want anything.
I have to be clear of mind. I can't even think it. I've learned that even that jinxes it, apparently.
Yeah, keep your mind empty, everybody. Cool. Well, I'm going to be moving to the roulette wheel itself. We've got 13 entries. Only 13 now.
We're down to the last bits, huh?
Yep.
So you can actually read the things on the wheel now. It's amazing.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
And most of it
got
is
distinguishable colors too.
Yeah,
Except for me,
true.
because I'm in low quality phone mode, so I can't see anything.
Okay. But yeah, so is everybody ready?
No.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Cerveza Crystal. Oh.
Cerveza Crystal. Join Rock Sidewalk.
Okay, we have Goma versus Twin Rover. So let's.
That's my fault.
I'm calling
just
it.
got both of their names in my head. I didn't even think.
Stop thinking.
I just had
I'm calling
the
it.
names when Twin Rover popped in my head.
I'm
Okay.
calling it now. It's Twin Rover wins.
The whole point of this is a debate. What do we do now? Okay, fine. Let's do the next match, please. Thank you, everybody.
No,
That was
I don't
round
know.
33 and the reveal at the same time. Thank you, Zen. Good night, everybody.
Thank God this is recorded, so we can just cut that part out.
I'm not cutting it out.
I'm not here.
But yeah,
What did I do wrong?
no, we do.
It's funny to me.
We do have to consider this in all fairness in full, and even if it is,
I forgot that Goma has intelligence and mobility at A rank. She actually might stand a chance. That and blind sense with minions.
yeah,
Shit,
true,
we could take on their numbers.
yeah,
Then it wouldn't take more than a scratch to kill Twin Rover. This could actually be quite the matchup. We might see Goma stand a chance.
I mean, again,
Or get immediately roasted or frozen. I feel like
or
all the
both.
scenarios might just be one-sided, but just
True.
It could be. We'll have to discuss it further, but I feel like
definitely.
this could go either way.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody stay tuned because I don't want everybody not watching round 33. Thank you, everybody here. But the most important thing will be us determining what sort of percentages and what probabilities. And I agree with you, Krakaton. More of a spoiler on top of our spoiler, but I think Goma has some ways of winning this, actually. So
I do too. She's got regeneration, a whole lot of different things.
Yeah. So
It'll also be interesting seeing how we build the arena.
I mean,
I think that'll have something to do with it as well.
Yeah, true. Cool. And Twin Rover. I told you to put the chicken in the broth, Krakaton. Why didn't you do that? Why?
But it sounds
I
like
told you to put
Skeletor.
away the bread before we went to bed. Well,
You sound like Skeletor.
Now it's a bread monster. What are we gonna do?
Ants. What are we going to do about ants? We'll burn them. No, we'll freeze them. Burn freeze. Burn freeze.
But yeah.
You want ants? Because this is how you get ants.
Intelligence, aim, ability S, similar to Goma in this case and category. Twin Rover has been good with a lot of battles, got a good magic attack, got a decent fusion, but honestly...
This won't do any good because Goma doesn't use magic. It's entirely like a monster and nothing else.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it really, one factor to consider in Twin Rover is, as we've always seen, Twin Rover has argued amongst themselves, and will that quirk of their personality actually be a part of their downfall today?
Goma has one eye. There's 2 Twin Rover sisters.
1v4?
No, I mean, she can only watch one sister at a time. If that actually comes into play, that'll be hilarious.
I'd like to think that Goma has great peripheral vision, okay? But, yeah. Saying about all of that, I mean, this is the match, basically. I mean...
I think it's easy to at first assume that the 2 witches will kill the giant spider with magic, but when you look at the stats we gave them, the abilities and everything, it's actually very up in the air.
I think Goma's quite a decent counter to Twin Rover.
Yeah,
I really do think so.
There's actually a fight that Goma can stand a chance against.
Yep. But yeah,
being the first dungeon's boss.
Remember, we're talking about 2 grandmas on a broomstick versus a giant spider.
The giant spider, but the giant spider is also the first boss of the game and is killed by a child wielding an oversized toothpick.
We all know Link is powerful, okay? That's why we judge them irrespective of that. And we really did do that. But yeah, I'd like to think that Twin Rover has swatted away many a spider in their time with their broomsticks. That's all
I'm thinking about how in Skyward Sword, there's the baby Gomas that you keep encountering throughout the Sandy dungeon, and then you fight the boss Goma just randomly, and then you fight the actual boss Goma later on. It's just like shit like that, where it's like, you kill one as like a random encounter mid-boss, and the intel thing is, this is a Goma that's lived for 1,000 years and has reached its full adult state. It's like, oh, that's what these little shits turn into. Oh dear. And then you get to actually fight another one that's exactly the same, but in a much worse arena for you.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, like, there's a lot of stuff from just how that implies that Goma is just one of its kind, and that any of those little minions, which we fight throughout the dungeon as well near the end, any of those could grow to be another full-sized Goma.
I mean...
And I hate the idea of a world where that is possible existing.
I mean, you have to think about mini Moldorms and Moldorms in Link to the Past, as one example as well, yeah.
I forgot about them.
Because there are 2 Moldorms in Link to the Past, one in Ganon's Tower and one in Tower of Hera.
Yeah.
So, normally they call them Mr. and Mrs. Goma, although I don't know which one's which. Sorry, Goma? Sorry, Moldorm, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Goma one... No, what's Goma in that one? No, Argos.
Goma wasn't in that one, no.
I think I'm also thinking of Four Swords Adventures, where Goma was in that.
But, yeah, does anybody else have anything to say about this matchup?
It is way more nuanced than you would think from the get-go, but...
I already called it.
Oh, gosh, Zen. Well, everybody should remember that this reveal is definitely not sponsored by Cerveza Crystal.
Cerveza Crystal.
Sauce product.
But I think it will be interesting if Zen stays very on his stance of this, because that's going to give us a much better challenge of, we have to really argue any kind of case for Goma winning against someone who's very, very sure that Goma will not win. And I think that's going to make for a much more interesting discussion. We've basically got our boss wall that we have to be like, okay, reasonably how can Goma win this instead of us being like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
got
of
someone
course.
who's gonna be like, I don't know about that.
Mm. As my final thought and the response to that, I mean, we've already had situations where more unlikely scenarios, and we're not saying that Gomez is unlikely now, but off the top of our heads, that is what we're thinking.
Yeah,
More
we
unlikely
all
scenarios
initially
have
thought
happened.
that the fire and ice is just gonna just destroy the big spider, right? It's got a big glowing target. And then we all, the three of us at least, started to think, hang on a second, actually,
Yeah,
this could be interesting.
true. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Does everybody else want to sign off?
I'm gonna try and get back into streaming starting this Tuesday. Meant to do
Okay.
it this past week, but I was a bit sick with some tumbly rumblies.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But I've got an area cleared now in front of my game systems. Thankfully, when I got out my ring light, I found my 2 auxiliary extension
We
cords.
are still recording, by the way, just in case, like.
Basically, I had to find extension cords for my headphones so that I could actually sit over in front of the TVs with the microphone. The
good.
microphone could reach, but if I hadn't found those, this would not be possible. But I think I should be good to start everything. I've got retro console games are Tuesdays. Wednesday is just whatever I feel like. Thursday is retro PC, but I'm gonna have to look through my PC games and try and figure out what I think I want to start with. I've got plenty of console stuff.
Nice, yeah. Cool.
So Thursday might be a little up in the air. I might have to do something else for that. But Tuesday will definitely be just me going through a bunch of retro console games and testing my setup.
Yeah. Okay.
And Wednesday, who knows? Maybe we'll be able to get together, maybe for like Slice Bar board game on Tabletop Sim, or maybe some Monster Rancher.
I think I might be free on Wednesday, so we might be able to do something actually. But yeah. So
Zen Cat.
Cat.
My
Cat
schedule remains unchanged.
What?
Yeah, fair enough. That's a great exit to this recording. Bye, everybody.